Just listen to that. Isn't it amazing? I'm really privileged to be based in the middle of Wales, right in the heart of some of the most amazing Celtic rainforest habitats, these beautiful ancient oak and birch and hazel forests that adorn the steep-sided, really wet, wooded valleys in this part of the country. And these habitats have some amazing different bird species, some of the common garden and woodland species that you can see almost anywhere in the UK, which have been singing away very happily for the last few months and been filling the dawn chorus with their superb songs. But there's a really special suite of species that arrive back from their overwintering grounds very soon. In fact, I've just in this last week started hearing them again, and I'm going to be showing you a little bit about those for this year's International Dawn Chorus Day. So what are these really special species? Well, I'm going to tell you. Wood warbler, pied flycatcher and common redstart. What a selection. If you go to these forests at this time of year through April and May and June, you will hear these and you will hopefully catch a glimpse of them flitting through the greening canopy and understory of the forests. So let's start with the wood warbler. Have a listen. These lovely relatives of the chiffchaff, the willow warbler, some of these species we're really familiar with. They'll often be found just under the canopy in the understory of the forest. They love a little bit of open space and they'll often be doing a song flight from branch to branch. And they'll give off this song that sounds, it starts quite slow and ends in this beautiful trill at the very end. So it goes, it's a really lovely song, very distinctive. It pierces through the sound of rivers and the sound of rustling leaves in the forest. You can really hear it through the woodland. To try and picture what that sounds like, I often think of it as like a sort of falling body of water down the river, or perhaps something falling down the stairs, or like a coin gradually coming to rest if you flipped it over. So, really beautiful song. Next up, we have the pied flycatcher. These gorgeous black and white birds flitting around the understory of these wooded environments. And they've got a really gorgeous melodic song that seems to just really fit with these amazing forests. It's got a chiming, sort of slightly sweet sounding quality to it. Have a listen to this. So it's not a huge amount of complex things going on there. It's got quite a simple structure to it. It sounds like maybe it's not putting that much energy into it. It's like bleep, 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 bleep. That's a very poor outline, but it doesn't sound particularly complex. Some elements sound a bit like great tit sometimes when it starts to sing, and it often just falls into this really lovely chiming melodic song. Some of the maybe similar species that you might hear in this sort of environment that sound similar are things like great tit doing all sorts of impersonations, and maybe some sort of warbler, a bit like maybe a blackcap or a song thrush singing away. But it's got just a really sweet sounding song, and you can often pinpoint the birds from in the understory as well. So the last of this wonderful trio of woodland species is the redstart. Really flashy red colouring underneath. Often see that spark of a red tail as it flies away. And these species are dwelling more in this sort of open woodland pasture, forest edge habitats. They love a really gnarled ancient tree with lots of holes in it to nest in. And what you're listening out for this is, I like to think of it as a bit like an engine motor that's not quite caught. It always sounds like it's going to erupt into this beautiful, amazing song, and then it just doesn't quite go anywhere. Have a listen to the song. So there we have it. The pied flycatcher, the redstart and the wood warbler. These amazing three species that I hope have given you a little bit more insight on how to identify their song when you're next out in one of these wonderful wooded environments. But for Dawn Chorus Day and for the next few weeks, wherever you are, you don't have to live right next to an amazing woodland, just whatever green space you've got on your doorstep, I really encourage you to try and put that alarm clock on, try and make that effort to get up in the morning, even if it's just once. Get out as early as you can, 5 AM ideally at the moment, if not earlier, or you can get up a little bit later. But try and get up, get out, take a seat, just sit down and just listen to the incredible thing that is the Dawn Chorus, because this orchestra is just wonderful. It's just an incredible feat of nature that we get to witness every single year and every single morning throughout the whole of the spring. So I really encourage you to get out and just enjoy it, because it's absolutely fantastic. And I know